Hi again, everybody. This is Marcy. Welcome to my channel, Amnicon Studio. Today's video is a garden video. I had such a nice, wonderful reaction to the last garden video I put out that I decided to shoot another one. It's about 2 weeks since the last video, March something. It's Sunday, day of spring forward, if that helps. Today I'm going to upblock a bunch of the seedlings that I started in the last video that have sprouted and a lot faster than I expected them to. So I still may be early on my seed starting. The last video I talked about not needing to start seeds quite as fast as I have in previous years, thanks to having the greenhouse now and them doing so well last year in the greenhouse. Yeah, so I might have an abundance of big plants that'll be ready to go in the garden way before my last anticipated frost date. The seeds that I have, broccoli. This is cabbage, so this must be cauliflower. This is a little gem lettuce, and I think the rest, nothing showing yet. I think the majority of what I have elsewhere are peppers, although now that I look, there's a little sprout right there. That is jalapeno. So I've got at least one jalapeno sprouted already. Pepper plants, if you're not a gardener, they take a little bit longer to sprout, sometimes up to 21 days. So I'm not surprised that the rest haven't sprouted yet. So what I'm going to do today is make, hold on, I'm going to make like 1 3/4 inch or 2-inch soil blocks using this, which is a lot bigger than the micro blocker I used last year. My husband bought me this one. On the inside you can see there's little square plugs, and when these soil blocks are made, the little micro blocks that the seedlings are in right now will fit right inside these little gaps that this makes for them. So I need to mix up some more soil, and these, when I'm done reblocking these will go back in the house. Since I last recorded, sorry, I thought I actually have something out here to hold the camera, so the angle is a little bit better, but not quite as tall as I thought it would be. I still have to stoop down a little bit to get in the frame. Oh, since the last video, I did make another flat and planted some flower seeds, and those are starting to come up as well. What comes to mind is the calendula, snapdragons. I don't remember what else, because this one I decided I didn't care what came up as long as something came up, so I wasn't too worried about labeling. But I think there's marigold as well. Impatiens. I try to grow impatiens every year in memory of my mother-in-law, because she loved impatiens, and she always had this one specific color that she planted every year after going to the local nurseries. And I think it was like pink lipstick or hot pink lipstick or something along those lines. I remember the word lipstick was in the name, and they were pink. Today is not quite as sunny as the last video I recorded. It's kind of gray, still windy. Temperature in here says it's 60 degrees. I have the greenhouse closed to try to keep the warmth in here. I don't think I'll be sighing about heat this time around. Still wearing the sweater. And I think that's it for now. So let me pause you, and I need to take care of some things, and then I will come back. I don't remember if I said in the last video what I was doing. I know I showed this part, but explaining it, I can't remember if I did that or not. I'm taking the garden soil, bags of garden soil, and I'm sifting it to get rid of the chunks of wood and any pebbles that might be in here. Like, that feels like a rock. Because you don't want that in the mixture you're using when you're making soil blocks. Some of the bigger chunks I try to break up with my hands to see if it'll go any more in the mixture I'm about to make. That's likely all chunks of wood and some stones and a little bit of other junk like plastic. You sometimes don't know where some of these companies get their stuff from, but that was disappointing to see that there was pieces of plastic in here. So, I mean, it's Miracle Grow. It's supposed to be the good stuff. The sifter, my husband made for me a couple of years ago, just using scrap wood and a little bit of leftover hardware cloth, 1/4-inch squares. Very easy to pull together, so you don't have to pay $20+ online for something that will do the same thing. I mean, the only thing that this does that one of the online ones, the only thing this one can't do than the online ones can do is like fit in the top of a 5-gallon bucket. But I'm not using a 5-gallon bucket to mix this. I'm using a concrete tote that I got from Menards. Now the leftover stuff, I'm just going to go dump it in my garden, because the garden can always use more stuff in it. I keep forgetting to lean down to get myself in the camera frame. All right, I think. I started making soil blocks. The mixture wasn't wet enough. I had to get more water. I started making soil blocks, and the first set I thought turned out okay, and the rest just got worse as things went on. So I'm redoing them. And also, I forgot, making the micro soil blocks is a different animal than making the bigger soil blocks. The soil needs to be wetter for one, and then sometimes if you get it too wet, then you can lose some of your soil blocks. There's a technique to making the soil blocks and then kind of doing something to kind of swoop them and keep the soil in the blocks. And I haven't quite figured that out yet. I am not adverse to using my hands and packing the cavities on this thing either. In fact, I've done that in the past many, many times. And maybe sometimes I have packed them tighter than you need to. But I always worry that when you put the soil block, when you go to put this in here and then make the soil blocks, if the tops aren't just right, I always think that somehow it's not good for the seedling. Though, I'm gonna let that one slide. Better. I think I just need to get over the fact that I'm not going to make perfect soil blocks this go around. So the first tray of soil blocks is complete. There's 8, 16, 24, 32. Which is more than what I need for one of the blocks of micro blocks. So I'll fill in the rest with something else. Broccoli, I don't know if that will show up. Oh, if I'd been thinking, I wouldn't have watered these this morning. Let's see. Nice root system already. Not sure. Let's see. Is that showing? probably could have transplanted these last weekend. I did not. And even though I had light for the plants in the house, they grew so big, so quick. And I think that's another thing that's nice about soil blocks. Things seem to grow really fast. And I always feel so bad when I'll wait till that's planted. But I always feel so bad when the seedlings get real tall and then they start tipping over a little bit. This time around, I remembered to bring a tripod out. No microphone though. The sound seemed to do okay in the last video, so I figured there was no point in messing with that. But I did get some nice feedback on the last video, and someone had asked if it was possible to do a better angle so you could see what I was doing. And then this morning when I was going through my seed stuff and my seed notes and everything, I was looking at all these little note cards that I took the time to research and write down notes on the different seeds. And it would seem that I am still early in my seed starting. For the broccoli and the cauliflower and everything should have been started at 10 weeks. Oops. That's the thing about the internet though. There's so much information out there and a lot of it's conflicting. And I tried to go, when I wrote these notes, I remember I spent a whole afternoon taking notes on various plants that I usually start. And I tried to go to reputable sites that I trusted, like Old Farmer's Almanac, and I think M.I. Gardner. Although the M.I. Gardner's got a warmer climate than I do. And there was another one. Johnny Seeds. Oh. And then one little itty one that must have popped out of a block. I've got 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. 2 blocks that didn't pop up. Or seedlings that didn't take. Something like that. So I will try to tuck that in with a little bit of soil. Alright, so this, boy, it looks pretty sad now when I transplanted them. But there's the broccoli that I have. And I'll tuck the label in somewhere. And then I'll fill the rest with the next thing, which is cabbage. I shouldn't have a problem differentiating the two between some really healthy ones. Oh, trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to chat about. And I can't think of anything. Let's see. Yeah, the weather the last week has been kind of back and forth. I'd say I have spring fever pretty hard now. Let's see. This morning my husband gave me a lesson on running the tractor. We have bought a tractor a few years back, and we're going to be getting a new implement for it, and it's supposed to be delivered during the day tomorrow, whichever day that is, and he won't be here. And on the off chance of whatever happening, he wanted me to know how to run the tractor just in case I need to offload it. Not offload it, but like go get it at the end of the driveway or something, and then pick it up and move it around and stuff. So that was an interesting start to my day. I mean, I know I should know how to run it, but that intimidates me just a little bit, because if you're not careful with it, you're going to end up damaging something. I've seen enough YouTube videos of people running amok with the tractor and knocking holes into buildings and knocking down buildings. Alright, so that is the first one. I'm not sure how many other trays I'll need to fill. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through filling all those trays, so I'll come back after I'm done with everything. Okay, I'm all done planting. I filled two 10-20 trays with 8, 16, 64 plants. Where am I? Okay, broccoli's over here, followed by the cauliflower. More cauliflower over here. Or am I mixing that up now already? Thank goodness for... Nope, that was cabbage. So this, this and that is cabbage. The cauliflower is over here. Not that much. Thankfully, we still have time. I can plant more seeds. And then I had 16 little gem lettuce plants pop up, which happened to be just enough. And these are the seeds that are still waiting to germinate. These ones are my pepper plants, which I'm not surprised they haven't come up yet because those take a long time. Over here is celery, which I think is another plant that takes a while to come up. The seed is older, so the germination might be much lower, or maybe none of it will come up. I still have time to buy seeds, fresh seeds, and try again. This over here is romaine lettuce, and this is the black-seeded Simpson stuff. I know this is older seed as well. This is 2 or 3 years old. Okay, so I upblocked the seeds that I started about 2 weeks ago. I'm not trying to wink at you, it's just the sun is out there. It decided to come out and it's quite bright. Couple things, I think. One, I forgot to not water the microblocks this morning, so that made it a little bit more difficult to put the seedlings in the bigger blocks, because when you pick them up, the microblocks, the soil just kind of smush together rather than kind of stay together, and it makes it easier to drop the little seedlings right into the block. And I guess that was it. I can't think of anything else. Probably remember to use gloves when you're mixing the soil. I like getting my hands right into it, and then you can also kind of feel the texture of the mixture, and then you know if it's ready to go or not. Yeah. I'm thinking this is going to be a much quicker one than the last video. You can see the temperature started climbing when the sun came out and the doors closed. It's climbed about 20 degrees since I started recording in here. And I don't know if you heard that. I think that might have been a chipmunk or a squirrel. It's angry at me, apparently. So, thank you for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I was recording it. Sorry, it's so hard to not close my eyes against the sun. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what you're starting if you are a gardener. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Until next time, bye. Oh man, with the sudden burst of sun, I'd love to leave these out here, but I can't because they're not acclimated to being out in the sun yet.